Knives Out's long-awaited sequel has finally been released, and it may even include more surprises than the original. Benoit Blanc, the detective who served as the focus of the first episode of 2019 in this series, is the sole actor who has returned to the cast. Keep watching this video for Glass Onion Ending Explained, breaking down every Knives Out 2 twist. Warning: spoilers for Glass Onion. The plot of Glass Onion is built on a sequence of revelations, the first of which is that Duke Cody, played by Dave Bautista, has been accidentally poisoned. The poisoned beverage initially seems to be that of Miles Braun, Edward Norton, the computer tycoon who gave them all invitations to the island. This circle of pals is led by Braun, who is the driving force behind everyone else's success. Blanc and I learn, however, that Cassandra Andy Brand, who did the majority of the work to develop their software company before being thrown out by Braun, was the foundation on which Braun's success was based. In a quarrel over a bar napkin that revealed specific plans for the company, Braun persuaded the other members of his friend circle to support him. The napkin's true creator was Andy, but Braun insisted that he was the one that came up with it. Blanc is solving a murder that happened before the movie began. If you've been watching thus far, you might be curious as to why Blanc is on the island in the first place. When he gets to the island, there hasn't been a murder, at least not that we know of. He insists that he was invited, but that is not the case. We find out that the real Andy was killed before the filming even started. Helen, a modest schoolteacher who contacted Blanc when she learned that her twin sister had passed away under questionable circumstances, is actually the one posing as her on the island. Helen is Andy's twin sister. Ultimately, Blanc persuades her to go to the island and pose as her sister after determining the majority of Andy's former friends are unaware of her passing. In the end, we learn that Braun is responsible for Andy's death, and that he's not quite as intelligent as he first appears to be. Because Duke had found Andy dead and was aware that Braun was responsible, he killed Duke on purpose. Blanc realizes that Braun has been hiding his tracks the entire time. Helen ultimately destroys the glass onion in the island's middle, leaving nothing but ruins as a reminder of Braun's legacy. The comedy by Glass Onion focuses on a distinct group of the ultra-wealthy, particularly those who believe they are always one step ahead of everyone else, but a teacher is able to outsmart them all with the aid of a well-known investigator, leaving nothing but a massive explosion in her wake. What makes Glass Onion so special? The parts of Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, that are most enjoyable will not be discussed in this review, and ideally won't be discussed before you watch the film. However, rest assured that they are numerous and liberally distributed throughout Rian Johnson's hilarious, if slightly subpar sequel. When Johnson's film begins to drag, the brilliant details, humorous name drops, and carefully placed jabs at the shallow celebrity culture keep it moving. Following the success of his 2019 smash hit Knives Out, the writer-director has greatly broadened the scope of his stories. Everything is more extravagant, flashy, and twisted. Both the running duration and the time period the tale covers are longer. However, that doesn't dramatically make Glass Onion superior. Johnson's mystery doubles back on itself to reveal more information about these folks we thought we'd gotten to know, which results in a flabby middle. The outcome seems monotonous. The simmering tension from the first Knives Out has subsided in this location against the expansive, sun-dappled grandeur of a lavish private Greek island. Johnson's first movie was so clever and original, funny, but yet really suspenseful, that it would be difficult for him to surpass it. The first time around, his characters felt fuller, no pun intended, and his ensemble cast had more to do overall. Janelle Monáe, Kate Hudson, and Daniel Craig, who once again does his best Foghorn Leghorn impression as the intrepid detective Benoit Blanc, all give substantial and impactful performances in Glass Onion, and a few of his well-known cameos are pure joy. Leslie Odom Jr. and Kathryn Hahn, two multi-talented actors capable of adventurous, exciting work, unfortunately languish in underwritten supporting roles. However, if you can see Glass Onion during its one-week run in theaters before it begins streaming on Netflix on December 23, it's a movie that gains from the combined enthusiasm of an enthused crowd. You'll also be able to prevent any spoilers that could surface throughout the course of the following month. So here we go! Into the stars. Miles Braun, a rich tech dude played by Edward Norton, is not nearly as smart as he thinks he is. He gathers his close-knit clique, a diverse mix of individuals who smugly call themselves the Disruptors, once a year for an opulent weekend getaway. This time, as a tease for the murder mystery he's planned in his remote retreat, he sent them all multi-layered puzzle boxes, an early indication of the kind of elaborate production design Rick Heinrichs has in store for us. His residence is extravagant and stylishly minimalist at the same time, showing that he lacks a distinct sense of personal style. Birdie, the model-turned-influencer played by Hudson, Han's married mother and no-nonsense politician Claire, Duke Cody, the brash men's rights YouTuber played by Dave Bautista, and Whiskey, Madeline Klein, finding surprising shading. And Odom's troubled scientist Lionel, who receives urgent faxes from Miles at all hours of the day. The joyful and stylish Benoit Blanc also receives an unexpected invitation, and he eagerly accepts it, as he appears to be lost in between cases. It's very enjoyable to see Craig become silly once more. There until Monet's Andy Brand shows up. Their reunion is all smiles and hugs. She assisted Miles in creating his corporate empire, but she's no longer on good terms with anyone. Her entrance immediately charges the group and causes Blanc's antennae to hum. It's an advantageous setup.